Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye Caseman, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Hello and welcome to episode number 48 of the Wellness for Women show. 48 whole episodes, can you believe it? So when I was writing this week's live, two random things came to my mind when I was writing this episode, because you know the old earworms started. So for starters, when I'm thinking, who are you really? The secrets of success in life and weight loss. So for starters, I've got football chants going off in my head. You know, who are you? Who are you? Because at the time of writing this, obviously the World Cup is on. And also randomly, Nikki Graham, I don't know if you ever saw Big Brother, where there was quite a famous one where she was like, who is she? Who is she? So randomly, these are what my brain deals with on a regular basis. But why? You know, why? Well, because I wanted to talk about something that is often overlooked, but so important when it comes to wellness and weight loss, and that is awareness. It's obviously one of my three pillars: awareness, action, and accountability. But today, specifically, I want to talk about awareness of who we are, who we want to be in life, awareness of our values, our beliefs and desires, all of which contribute to us walking on a path that is either aligned with who we want to be, or maybe sometimes we can feel like we're not aligned. So how many times have we perhaps promised ourselves one thing and done another, or felt like what you're doing is not really what you want to be doing or who you want to be? And maybe how many times after something's happened, maybe a disagreement or a moment that hasn't gone to plan, have you sat back and wished for a different outcome? How many times perhaps have you stood in front of the mirror and wondered, where's your life going? You know, ton of pictures running through your head about what you should look like or how you should be living your life. And so there's a number of times in life where we can feel like we are out of sync, out of alignment. And so it's no wonder that we can feel lost and uncertain at times. And all of these things can potentially impact into certainly life and how you feel about yourself, but also weight loss. And so in this episode of the Wellness for Women show, I am here to offer some insight as to why you may want to deep dive into the two questions of who are you and who do you want to be? And we'll take a little look at why this could benefit your life and weight loss. So as usual, let me know your takeaways from this episode in the Wellness for Women group, because as a community, we can learn and grow with each other and give each other support. So quick intro as usual from me, just in case you're new to my world. So I am Faye Casement, and I believe that life and sustainable weight loss go together like a jigsaw. So I am here to help you put together the pieces so you can find more joy and lasting success in your weight loss journey. And if anybody does want any more information about how you can work with me, just need to drop me a DM. Just drop me a DM if you want to have a chat, and we'll go from there. Right, so back to who you are. So you are unique. You are you. It's so easy today in today's world to get caught up in the rat race and lose sight of what matters. The constant bombardments from social media, magazines and TV about what we should look like, how we should act, what we should have, want, desire. You know, again, it's no wonder that many of us can feel like we're falling short at times. The pressure to be perfect is immense. And so the key takeaway for me, and certainly one that was throughout my weight loss journey, is always progress over perfection every time. And that really, I perhaps strived for years to try and be perfect in everything that I did. And really, perfection is unattainable. You know, we can't be 100% perfect all the time. And if you're constantly chasing the unattainable, you're going to crash and burn. And if you're anything like me, crash and burn often. And that's, you know, how my life was for a while. So what do we do instead? Well, I talk about this all the time, but the solution is in embracing your uniqueness. Your life is unique. Your weight loss journey is unique. And this is why one size fits all diets don't work, because it's got to fit you as a whole human being. Otherwise, you might have limited success. And at the core of everything in there was you, the you part. If you want your life, your weight loss, your wellness to be different, it starts with you. And the temptation is to look for outside sources, right? It's natural for solution. We look outside for solutions because that can seem like the easiest route. There's a temptation to blame everything and anyone around us for things not being how we want them to be. But ultimately, everything that we are, do, and have in life starts with us. It starts and ends ultimately with you. And this is why knowing who you are, who you want to be, and why, and having all that juicy awareness is critical, absolutely critical. If you want lasting change, transformation, success, whatever it is that you're working on. Okay, so who are you really? Do you ever sit back and really think about this question? It's tempting to just go through life on autopilot, doing things because it's what we've always done, or we're following a script that perhaps is set by somebody else or something else. But if you're truly happy doing this, then I've got to be honest and say that maybe this episode isn't for you. And if you are happily accepting your lot, accepting the status quo, or maybe can't be asked to try, then again, this perhaps is not going to be the right episode for you. Or is it? There's a question. Here is the thing, following a script and plodding through life, may seem safe. It maybe feels easy, but often it can leave you feeling like life is passing you by, or, just not where you want to be. And if you're careful, that can be a real drainer on your joy and satisfaction. So I would challenge, with love, as always, to say, try it. Have a little look within. And use this episode as an opportunity to have a think about who you are right now, who you want to be, and why. And I say you might be surprised at how motivated you then feel to get into the how part, which is where obviously the change is going to come from, the action. However, if you are already with me on the growth train, sick of the status quo, want to change your life, your wellness, your weight loss journey, then this is going to be right up your alley. So as a life coach, I have many tools that can help you figure this out, many questions that I could ask to help you to figure all of this out, to get a greater insight into who you are right now and who you want to be. And so I have, I'm putting the finishing touches to a mini workbook. It will be ready certainly by the time the podcast launches. And so if those who are watching live right now want the workbook, then just leave me a hashtag who. When it releases onto the podcast, check the description because there'll be a link there. But the workbook is going to help you to dive into who you are, who you want to be. And so make sure that you grab that today. So who are you? Who are you? How well do you really know yourself? So you might be thinking, I know myself really well, actually, Faye. Me and me have been together some time, in which case that is, of course, great. But I would argue that there's always something more to learn. Every day is a school day when you have a growth mindset. Even if you've done some of this type of work before, do it again. Keep doing it. It doesn't always sink in the first time, and things can change over time. But ultimately, your time is now. If you want something to be different, we've got to go out there and we've got to grab it. So it is important. So why does it matter? Why does it matter that we identify who we are and where we want to be? Well, it's important to know who you are or where you are right now so that you've got that starting position. And then from there, you can decide if you like the answers that are coming out. You might find out something interesting about yourself, something about your self-view that you never realized or perhaps didn't want to give credit to. Maybe you will find some insight into the roles and relationships that you currently have in your life, or perhaps you'll be able to gain clarity on values you didn't even know you had. What this will give you is a way to check in on your alignment. Do you like what you see? Do you feel aligned? Do you feel happy and joyful with where you sit in all of this? And if the answer to that is yes, then that's absolutely fabulous. But in all honesty, probably unlikely, because we've always got something that we would like to be different. Usually there's not many of us who literally are living happy, perfect, happy clappy lives, because it's not what humans are like, really. And life is not perfect, and neither should it be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't try to improve on the things that we want to improve on. if we find something that's worthy of our time. Okay, so take weight loss, for example. So if you're happy where you are, no matter what your shape or size, then you're perhaps not going to be interested in weight loss, which is absolutely great. And if you are, however, wanting to occupy a different body shape or size, or work on a health goal or toning, whatever the goal is, then this is your life and you're free to work on whatever you want. And so sometimes I get a bit sad when I'm on social media. Seems like, no matter what we do, somebody somewhere will be saying that you shouldn't be doing it. So I, for example, I'm all for body positivity. I absolutely love seeing plus-sized women owning their bodies, dancing on TikTok, doing whatever they want to do, being plus-size models. And, when I look in the comments, some of the comments that these ladies get, they're absolutely vile and they're just bang out of order, So your body, if you're feeling body positive, somebody will knock you down. Likewise, if you are somebody perhaps who is body positive, that then they might feel that they're not allowed to want weight loss, for example. But that's not true, So just because we identify sometimes as one thing or another doesn't necessarily mean to say that we can't still want something else. And in my book, you can have whatever you want, for whatever reason you want it. All I would want to make sure of is that your reasons feel good, and that you're not doing something because you think that you should, or you can't because somebody's going to have an opinion, or you have to do something because of some kind of outside source. At the end of the day, I trust that you're a grown-ass woman and you can decide what it is that you want from your life. Okay, so that's my little rant over about sort of social media and how, like I say, it can unfortunately create this situation where sometimes we can feel wronged for wanting to either be a certain way, or that we are a certain way and that we're accepting ourselves, or that we want to be, that sometimes people say that it's wrong to want to be different from that. So I guess what I'm saying is that I appreciate that sometimes we're walking a difficult line, and we've got to figure that out along the way. We've got to figure out what that line is, what our lines are, what do we want to be. So that leads nicely, I've had my little rant, into who do we want to be. So I say we've established we're grown-ass women and we can decide who we want to be for our reasons. And so this is your next step. Identify who do you want to be. And so in life coach training, we are encouraged to make our clients the heroes and the heroines of their own stories. Now, I didn't really need coaching, of course, to tell me that. After my own weight loss journey, I made myself the heroine by going on that journey. And it is like a story, just like a movie. You go through the hardships and then you always come out winning at the end. But what it has helped me to realize is that we have got that power to change our lives, and that the answers do lie within us. And all we have to do is take ownership and take control of our own journey. And that's ultimately where success comes from. If we don't like something, we find a way to change it. Want something, find a way to get what you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody in the process, just try it. What have you got to lose? Nothing, right? But everything to gain. And there are very few things in this world, I would say, that you can't strive for. Few exceptions, maybe. You can't change perhaps the fact that you weren't born into royalty, but hey, that doesn't mean to say that you can't try and date a prince. Find something that's equally amazing to be in life. So who do you want to be? Take some time to think about that. Write it down. Get a vision board going. Why not? And of course, is the bonus vision board session as well that's within the group. If you haven't found that one yet, then obviously you could go check that out. So let yourself take some time to just figure out, what feels good for you. What would feel good? Where do you want to go next? What would help you to feel most aligned right now? And it's in knowing who you want to be and then showing up as that person ahead of time that helps you to move the needle on your success. And that is what this podcast is all about, making sure you are showing up as the person you want to be in order to make your life and weight loss journey easier and more enjoyable. So get the thinking caps on. Who do you want to be? And have fun with it. It could open up the most wonderful opportunities for you. So why? A key part of who you want to be comes down to your whys. Why are you doing this? What is your why. And this can make all the difference when it comes to weight loss or any other goals or changes that you're working on, because when we discover our whys, when we understand what drives us and motivates us, it gives us a better chance of success. And the more clarity we have on those whys, the better chance we have of succeeding again. So again, take some time to get to know your whys and who you and the who's and the what's and the when's and the how's will then be easier to navigate. Because again, if you show up for yourself as the person that you want to be, then everything else will start to fall into place. And remember that your weight loss journey is your journey, and you are the one that has the power to make it happen. So again, take some time out, decide what it is that you want, why you want it, and how you want to achieve it. And then show up as that person every day and just try your best with it. Just be yourself and be the best version of you. And every decision we make in our life, it should be done with this sense of awareness and knowing again what we're doing, why we're doing it, and taking time to ask ourselves, is this decision that I'm making right now, is it something that is going to take me forward towards the life that I want? Is it going to help me to serve the higher purpose that I'm aiming for, whatever that purpose, whatever that goal might be? And the more aware we are of those decisions, the thoughts, the feelings, the words, and the actions, again, the better chance we've got of living the atypical, authentic life and living in alignment and all the great things that feel good inside. And if we're being authentic and if we are living more in alignment, it's going to be, again, easier to achieve the goals that we're setting out to achieve. And that's the same with weight loss. So again, take some time, get clear on who it is you want to be, how you want to show up for yourself and others, live with that awareness, making sure everything is, you're truly reflecting on who you want to be, and then just go live your best life. So roundup time. So in order to have a successful weight loss journey, it is important to know thyself and know thyself well. Be clear on who you want to be and what drives you. Knowing your whys, they'll ultimately give you motivation to keep you going when things get a little bit tougher, but it also gives you clarity. It gives you something to refer back to when you're not sure about where you want to be. And that again helps with you feeling authentic, feeling in alignment with yourself, and then again everything else can start to fall into place. So that is it. As usual, I want to make sure you are getting the benefit out of these videos. So again, don't forget to leave me any #gems. So anything that really resonated with you, anything that it sparked for you, let me know in the group. And again, just make sure that you come back to the group regularly. Make sure that you switch on the notifications, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.